Loads of new info on Assassin's Creed Codename Red. Stay tuned for that. Yeah, and it also rhymes. Wow, that's a nice thing. What's up, guys? I'm Franky Boy. On this channel, I'm covering everything regarding Assassin's Creed. Stay subscribed for more if you want to. And we got a lot of exclusive info from IGN and Ubisoft. Ubisoft even tell me that ahead, and I'm an insider. So, yeah, quite nice and spicy information we got here for Assassin's Creed set in the 16th century. It's actually starting in 1579 with Yasuke and Naoe, of course. The first big thing is that we can strike from the shadows, right? We have Naoe in the game. She is an assassin, and stealth gameplay is of course back in that game. She has a hidden blade and she wants to use it. Ubisoft wants this to remain as a core mechanic of Assassin's Creed, and that being said, the hidden blade assassination is super important, and the new dynamic lighting system plays into that. The lighting system actually allows us to be viewed or not viewed in shadows. It is like the Splinter Cell early 2000s, and they brought it to the series, which is quite nice. I mean, they had that technology back then. It might have worked differently back then, but we have this technique right now in the game with dynamic lighting. We have lamps, they can reflect on us. We have other things of illumination, sunlight, torches, etc., lanterns. We can then escape into the shadows and try to be invisible in the darkness, and we have to try to eliminate like carriers of lamps and try to get it as dark as possible with Naoe, of course. And she's also using parkour. It is all physics based, so parkour might fail, for example with the new grappling hook or the old grappling hook coming back into the series. And yeah, I would love to use it and see how it would fail and why it would fail. Maybe it's too slippery, so the hook doesn't have any grip, or other reasons. I'm curious about that. We might break something that we want to use and it's not strong enough to hold us or so. Ubisoft says the Shinobi skills are perfect for players who want to get back to an Assassin's Creed that actually is about assassins. So nice that we have that in the game. And the other option, of course, with Yasuke. So anyone who wants to be like a Ghost of Tsushima Jin in Assassin's Creed, that's totally possible with him. There's also a brand new update to the series. We can now knock out enemies and try a more pacifist playthrough, which is a thing for some people out there, and some people try to make a no-kill run or so. I think that would be impossible, but who knows what else we can do. The next big thing is, of course, the seasonal gameplay. The game will have seasons from spring to winter, and the game will be very different in those different seasons. Like each and every period has its own weather conditions, terrain shifts. There might be a lake that could be frozen in winter and you can go over it to reach a castle, but in summer you could swim through it and hide. That's a pretty interesting system in my opinion, and it might be very dynamic for our gameplay, and we might even change the character depending on the season. I can imagine Yasuke being strong in winter. Maybe the snow makes noise so enemies can hear us more easily, and you say, yeah, they hear us anyway, so let's go in with Yasuke. While, I don't know, in a summer night, Naoe might perform at her best, and let's see how that will turn out. Also, the wind howling will be a factor in that, and I'm extremely excited because that sounds like Stealth 2.0 for Assassin's Creed. When you remember back then, we only had like social stealth and walking around and hiding in bushes, while now we have a real stealth system. Yet another very interesting fact is, like, in wintertime there might be hanging icicles and they could snap and fall onto us, revealing our position. And yeah, this seems like a very dynamic system. Maybe a little bit too much, as I'm thinking that Ubisoft might not be able to deliver that. But yeah, let's see if they can. I'm extremely excited about autumn and of course the cherry bloom in spring. So those two seasons, they get me very excited as well. Of course, it's winter because I love snow so much. And yeah, only hate the summer, right? Ubisoft also said it depends on your personal choice of when you want to tackle a certain quest. So you could play it in summer or winter. Yes, it really seems like those seasons, they will rotate all the way through and not be dependent on a certain story progress, which was the case, for example, in Hogwarts Legacy, which I liked as well. But yeah, we have to think about when to tackle a quest. Nice. On the assassinations and the story, there's not too much info, but they say it's a non-linear approach focused on killing targets. So what comes to my mind, of course, are like those classical Cult of Cosmos webs, but you can tackle any target at any point you want, and you just simply have to make sure at one point there's everything done. There's nothing about like level gates or so that might happen. We already have the info that the Ultimate Edition will grant us 5 skill points, so there might be some kind of leveling system. But we also know this leveling system is there for weapons, because weapons have a skill tree for each and every weapon, which is quite interesting in my opinion. They also changed up the synchronization points. Now you can just climb them in shadows and see everything that might be a location of interest. It's not like they are flooding the map with icons as they did before. So right now you gotta use your own side, and maybe it's a little bit tougher for you to play. Also, there will be black box missions. They teased that in some Assassin's Creeds as well. In the old ACs, I remember Unity, you were at a hanging and then you just butchered the hanger, right? And they also introduced it, of course, for Assassin's Creed Mirage, which I didn't really like. I think it was pointless at that point to get in that mini option of killing someone immediately or with a stunt. But yeah, it's a nice feature, of course. Looking forward to see how it works out in Shadows. Quite interesting, IGN watched someone play the game already, and they say, yeah, it doesn't look like a perfect Shinobi sword play of Sekiro, but it looks like a retooled version of Assassin's Creed fighting RPG system. Strikes turn into enemy armor break-in, and that sounds quite interesting to me. Maybe a little bit tougher than Valhalla and Mirage, which were quite easy. I mean, all Assassin's Creed games are not that tough. They are meant to be played by everyone and anyone. So let's see how those flashy finishers will turn out in the game and how they will look. In general, there's a lot of new info on Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. The gameplay reveal will be on June 10th on the Ubisoft Forward, so just keep your eyes open and see whether they will reveal it there or not. But Ubisoft also already leaked it. It was Ubisoft Germany and Ubisoft Italy. They revealed that in their video description of the world premiere trailer of the Assassin's Creed Shadows trailer, which you're watching right here. And that was quite a mistake, so I expect that. Feel free to also use the creator code FRAGNARD if you want to pre-order the game. It would be awesome if you support me. Thank you so much for Ubisoft for getting me the creator code, of course, and I will speak to you in the next video about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I am extremely hyped. Also, make sure to check out this video or that one right here on the other side about AC Shadows. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you in the next video. Goodbye.